can see you there. My name is Bob D. Zucchiniburger, and I'm with the UN, currently working on a project regarding children's rights through history. It is obvious to me that all throughout history, some children's living rights have been in jeopardy, but this has drastically changed over time. Toby? Oh, this is Tiberius.
I'm from ancient Rome.
He's from ancient Rome.
Children had very little rights in ancient Rome. Parents controlled pretty much their whole lives. The father decided whether the child would live or not, as this was a way of limiting family members because the inheritance was split evenly. I'm over here. Children could also be denied due to poverty. Newborns could be killed or sold. In a divorce, children legally belong to the father. Over here, dummy. Parents sometimes had the legal right to sell their children as slaves to pay off debts. Over here. 25% of babies in the first century would die in their first year of life, and only half of them survived the first 10 years. Over here. This daunting statistic shows that the child's right to live in ancient Roman times was unintentionally threatened due to poor sanitation and limited medical advances.
Marcus! What a coincidence to see you here. Hi guys, this is my friend Marcus Lancelot. He's going to talk to you about rights of children in medieval times.
Hello, I'm Marcus Lancelot. I'm going to talk to you today about the rights of children in the medieval times. Based on historical sources, children in medieval times were treated in two vastly different ways. One viewpoint was that they counted for little or nothing and were totally useless. The other viewpoint is that they should be nurtured and should have separate rights and looked well after. Although childbirth was a joyous event, it was also a great danger at that time. Even if everything went well, there was no such anaesthetic to eradicate the pain. Baptism was the first important date in the child's life. Babies weren't allowed to die without being baptized. This meant that they got a name and were not killed immediately, a significant change from ancient times. During a child's early years, the chances of survival were not good. A mortality rate of around 30% is probably realistic, but there have been estimates putting this up to around 50%. This shows that because of the living conditions and the medicine at the time, as many as half of the children did not even get the chance to live past infancy.
It's not unusual to see me cry.
This is my friend, Clyde.
Children's rights have come a long way from ancient times, when children could be disowned or even killed if their family didn't want them. Instead, we are faced with the modern problems and challenges and issues of child's rights. Currently, the gap between rich and poor is widening, and this means that although many children are being granted their rights, millions of others are not. 22,000 children die each day as a direct result of poverty, and 28% of children in developing countries are either underweight or stunted. These disturbing facts show how countless children aren't even being given the opportunity to live past infancy, as they die as a result of where they live. Today, we are also facing issues with children's rights that were not as common in ancient times: child soldiers. 300,000 children are in armed conflicts around the world, and this means that they are not being granted the right to a safe place to live. But there is hope. We have been making progress. Infant mortality rates are nowhere near as high as in ancient or medieval times, which is a huge positive. Additionally, in comparison to ancient times, barely any children are killed just because their parents didn't want them.
So there you have it. I hope my friends Lancelot, Tiberius and Clive have clearly outlined the fact that although children's rights have changed throughout time, there are still many rights threatened. And if we are to move forward into a bright future, we still have much work to do.
You should ever want to be loved. not unusual, it happens every day. No matter what you say, you'll find it happens all the time. Love will never do what you want it to.